Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Next up for you today I've got a very special review to do for you. Since we are currently going through a sort of Clone Wars themed set of reviews, I thought that this next one was, it was the right time to do this one. This is not a Hasbro product, although it is still from the Clone Wars, and ever since it popped up in the display cabinet behind me, I can't recall the last time I had this many requests for a review, so here he is. A lot of you have asked for this one, and so I'm bringing him to you now, and it's this guy here, the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Captain Rex figure. This is an absolutely awesome piece, and easily one of Sideshow's best attempts at a clone trooper figure. Just moving the camera a little bit forward so I've got more room to work with. Figure itself, absolutely awesome. Really don't know where to start talking about this figure because there's just so much to go through, but I will get on to him in just a moment. Before I begin this review, once again a massive shout out and a thanks goes out to my buddies over at Action Figure Times. That's www.aftimes.com. Once again, this is an item that's been pretty hard to find for me in the UK. I know that people such as DanielEast1000 and the Darth Prime have picked this one up on places like play.com, although I couldn't really stretch out to the money that sites like that were asking for it, so really grateful to the guys at Action Figure Times for hooking me up with this one. So anyway, on to the review. I'll start off by giving you a look at the box that the figure comes in. If you've seen previous reviews by myself and others on these Sideshow figures, then you'll know that the packaging is absolutely superb, and you've got some awesome photography all the way around it. And like with most Sideshow boxes, this one is magnetically sealed, and there's a flap that opens up at the side, and then inside the box you've got the panel where the figure would normally sit. You've got a bit of information about Captain Rex and some of the accessories that he comes with. Then you've got his accessories in this panel, I'll get onto those in a moment, and then you've got a bit of general information about the clone army, I believe, on this panel there. So I will copy and paste some of this information about Rex into the video description if you're interested. And right now I'm going to give you a look at the tray of accessories that comes with this figure, and trust me, when I say a tray of accessories, I mean a tray of accessories. Never before have I seen this sort of amount of bits and pieces come with a Sideshow figure. This is absolutely awesome. You get an absolute ton of accessories with this guy. I don't know how well they're going to show up on cam, but you've got swappable hands, swappable boots, blasters, jetpacks, all sorts of stuff in there that I'll get onto in a moment. Really cool stuff. So I'll just give you a look at some of these hands. For example, you've got a variety of different hand gestures in this tray of accessories. You've got thumbs up. What else have you got? Salutes. We've also got, as I said, other hand signals, trigger fingers so he can hold his blasters. Just an absolute diverse variety of different hand gestures in here. As I said, there's also a couple of swappable boots in there as well, so you can have this guy in different poses. Don't know how well they're showing up. And there's also a couple of blasters and other accessories in the pack as well, that I'll get onto later in the review. So onto the figure. He does come with the generic Sideshow Collectibles display stand, and I'll just take the figure off of that to show you that in more detail. The display stand for this figure has been slightly modified in the sense that rather than the grip sort of attaching around the figure at the waist, it attaches at the groin, and rather than clipping onto the figure just sort of sits on it like that. So it looks a little bit painful, but in my opinion it works a lot better, as it makes it a lot easier to remove and attach the figure from the base. And then obviously on there you've got the generic Star Wars logo. There's an exclusive variant of Rex that's available with a more personalised stand, but personally I prefer the generic stands. And then the figure itself, as I said, really don't know where to start describing this guy. He is absolutely awesome. Really good figure, really well made, and as I said, definitely one of Sideshow's best attempts at a clone trooper figure. What I really like about this figure is the fact that the helmet is done in the realistic style rather than an animated form. So this is kind of what Rex would look like if he was in the movies. On this helmet you've also got a movable rangefinder, which is a very cool and welcome accessory. And obviously you've got Captain Rex's signature J-guy sort of deco on the front of the helmet. Other accessories it comes with include the command pauldron, which as you can see is very nicely weathered. He also comes with his camera as well, which is made out of a very nice and durable sort of fake leather material. And then obviously he's got a couple of holsters attached to the camera that can hold his trademark DC-17 pistols. What else has this guy got? If you've seen my previous review on, say, the Phase 1 Attack of the Clones clone trooper, you'll know that the body glove underneath all the armour was made out of a sort of almost vinyl type of plastic material. It's quite hard to describe, but it was really weird, and I don't think it worked that well. Sometimes it could limit posability and stop elements from moving on the figure. Well, with this one you don't really have that plastic body glove. Instead it's it's literally soft goods. I don't know how to get it in the right light to show you, but it's more of a stitched sort of fabric rather than a sort of soft plastic, so it works a lot better in my opinion. Other accessories that it comes with include a very welcome addition once again, a jetpack as seen in the Clone Wars movie, very similar to that of Jango Fett. Basically inside the jetpack is a magnet, and all you do is simply attach it to Rex's back and it just sits in place, although the slightest knock and it will fall off, which is a bit unfortunate, but it still looks very cool nonetheless. Hope you're getting a good view of that. Other accessories included are obviously a couple of additional blasters, in addition to the DC-17 that he has in his holsters. He's got the DC-15 rifle with paint applications all in the right places, very ornately decorated, really cool. And he also comes with the typical DC-15S carbine pistol, which once again, if you've seen my previous reviews on these clones, has a fold out stock, and once again is very nicely sculpted. Another accessory that comes in this set is a swappable head. Unfortunately you can't remove the helmet and reveal a head underneath it. Instead you've got to swap it out, and I'll show you why that is in a moment. If the helmet didn't go flying that was a potential blooper I think, but since I'm on a roll with this one I'm not going to quit yet. But yeah, the helmet comes off like so, and underneath you'll see that it attaches to the ball joint like that. There's no possible way that this thing can attach onto a head, so as I said, instead you've got a swappable head, and you can swap that out with Captain Rex's realistic portrait, which is based on the likeness of actor Temuera Morrison, who played the Clone Troopers and Jango Fett in episodes 2 and 3. As you can see, he's got the trademark Captain Rex bleached blonde hair, and the likeness of Temuera Morrison is absolutely incredible on this figure. Really well done. In fact, I'll just try and zoom in on that just to give you a sort of close-up look. Really good stuff. Absolutely top quality. So there he is. In addition to the swap out helmet, I'm not entirely sure if this should have been in place before I swapped the heads, but he also comes with a sort of soft goods turtleneck, sort of not so much a neck brace, but a sort of neck wrap, which I think is meant to be put in place when the realistic portrait is on Captain Rex. But looking at that, you get a real idea of what the body glove underneath is made from. So if you'll just bear with me while I try and swap this out, or try and put it in place. Not entirely sure why this was included. I don't tend to use it very often, it just gets thrown in the box. But I think it's supposed to do something like that and just sit around Rex's neck when the helmet's not in place. Sort of a weird accessory, but oh well. Overall, superb figure. I think I've covered just about all the bases on this one. As I said, you've got a variety of different accessories and swappable parts with this guy, and overall he's just absolutely incredible. In terms of articulation, he's got over 30 points, which I'm not going to go through in detail right now because I'll be here forever. But pretty much you can get this guy in any pose you want. He's got articulation in the head, shoulders, elbows, wrists, pretty much ball jointed everywhere. So if you want to get this guy in any sort of pose, then it's pretty much a guarantee that you can. So there he is, that is the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Captain Rex figure. Before I finish up the review, I'll just give you one last look at the DC-17 pistols in detail. Very nicely weathered and really nicely sculpted, which can be said for the most part of this figure. Really well done piece, and highly recommend you pick this one up. Goes for quite a premium on eBay, and I think Sideshow Toy have still got a limited number of these in stock, so get online and order one if you want one. Definitely one that's not worth hanging around and hesitating to buy. You know, if you want this one, get it. So there we go, that's Captain Rex. I hope you enjoyed having a look at this review, and I will be back with many more very soon. So until next time, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.